Hello. What's up? Oh man. I hope y'all can hear me because I don't have my other microphone. Oh man. And I'm late. Yep, I know I'm late. Let me see. How late am I? I'm on like 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes late. Ain't nothing wrong with that. First off, man, let's do this the right way, not the wrong way. I gotta go grab the other mic too. Uh, but yeah, before I do all that, man, first off, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all having a good day. Appreciate you tapping in to King Daylo TV, YouTube TV channel. Yeah. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Yeah, we're going to get it in. Oh, yeah, you see I'm rocking a Dodger blue today. Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to Moms, man. You know, she's with the Yankees, but I had to tell her. I told her a couple of days ago, y'all was getting swept. She said she didn't believe it. Today going to be the day to see if that broom going to come out. We're going to cut that off, though. I'm disorganized. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I mean? I'm late. I ain't got all my material. I don't even know what I'm really gonna talk to y'all about today because I took like about a 3-4 day break. Yeah, I took a break, man. I had to, just take a break. That's all. Even though I just started, but there's reasons for everything, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're gonna get this going the right way, not the wrong way. Participation at its greatest. Tap in, chat with me, man. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Here, let me get organized. Give me a hot second. Let me get organized, man. Because I was running late and just hopped on here. I just hopped on real like. What did we talk about last week? Oh, last time we was talking about the things that make you go, Yeah, we're gonna get on that today. Not today. Hey man, matter of fact, how y'all week been, man? Like how y'all days been? You know what I mean? Tap in with me. Talk to me. Or stay tapped out. You can keep looking though. You know what I mean? Participation comes in many different ways. So I appreciate it. Okay. What I want to talk about today, man, is let's talk about this drug epidemic. Uh Man, I know probably a lot of people want to tap on like the stuff that a lot of people you see on TV right now or on social media, these politics and certain things with the P. Diddy, the Lil Durk situation, man. But we're gonna let that have its place. You feel me? You know what I mean? We're gonna try to swing it to another way. Take everybody's minds off things for a second, man. So we're gonna talk about this drug epidemic. Like, how is it on your side of town? You know what I mean? Like, how's the drug epidemic on your side of town? Like, is it real bad? Because I done been through. Well, I done came from Tacoma, and man, I remember a couple times, man. I was driving on 9-6, right, coming down 9-6, crossing Hosmer, and y'all know, man, if you from Tacoma, Washington, you know what goes on by that 7-Eleven and that whole little section, man. But come to find out, recently, my cuddy, we was talking, man, and he was telling me, he stay around that location somewhere around there. And he was telling me, man, the other day they had the SWAT, they had police, they had them walking around with the AKs, like, and I don't know if they still walking around, but he said they was walking around there for days, like running out because it was bad around there, man. Like if you know anything about Tacoma, Washington on 9-6 and Hosmer, you know that homelessness and that drug situation right there around that 70 Schmebben, man, is really bad. You know what I mean? We got a participator. What's up, Tanya? Mm, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. You know, I just got to tap on different things, man. I would love to get on what's going on around social media, but I want to touch on some real stuff. This drug problem, and it's not just look. Don't get it twisted, man. It's not just homelessness. You know what I mean? Like it's even in the youth, man. Like I'm hearing about it. It's in the schools. It's like it's just bad, man. And a lot of cats dying, man, from like people lacing up drugs. The drug epidemic is just horrible. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan, right? Sad that he had to go out that way. You know what I mean? But it it shines a light on this drug epidemic. Like, how do we deal with it? You know what I mean? Like to me, it's kind of like a I don't want to be pointing fingers preaching. You know what I mean? When back in my days, I did my share of distributing. You know what I mean? And so I don't know, man. Like, what do y'all think about the drug epidemic? I need help on that one because I I want to reach out and help, man. But where do you start? You know what I mean? Like it seemed like the drugs, man, and like that lifestyle, right? It's a touchy subject, man. So let me make sure I get this on right, right? It seemed like this lifestyle, especially our youth, man, like our young folks. It seemed like they just it's like a competition, right? And it's sad to say, but it goes to who's the most toe up, like you know what I mean, like who done did the most drugs, or who's on the most drugs, or you know what I mean, or stressing yourself out trying to look like the next person. That's a whole nother subject in itself. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother subject in itself. We ain't gonna get into well, that's another day. We can get to that another day. Let me see. Man. So I guess it's bad like that in Portland too. They say it's like a zombie apocalypse out there. Yep. Washington State too. You know what I mean? Spokane's bad. I hear about a lot of things in Spokane, but like I don't really like maneuver out nowhere. So I don't really know what's going on the streets in Spokane besides what I hear. Like I real talk, like I'm posted and I'm somewhere, you know what I mean, where I'm comfortable right now. I'm safe. I'm good, you know what I mean? I got love around me, man. So I'm straight. But let's get on it, man. How's it like this drug epidemic? Like it's bad, man. Like I think they need more. Like how many rehabilitation centers are there? You know what I mean? I should probably look that up. Or maybe, you know what I mean, somebody else like y'all can help me out. How many rehabilitation centers do you guys have? And I probably bet 9 out of 10 times they filled up to the brim. So it's really, man, the help ain't really out there. And the drugs is just flooding more and more. And more people is turning to drugs because the way of the world, the living situation is so expensive, man. It's so this and so that. You know what I mean? So you got to stress on the relationships in the households. If they ain't breaking up and leaving, you know what I mean? Like it's turn man, it gets ugly. So a lot of people relate to drug to take away the so-called feeling for that moment. But then they end up getting addicted. And then it gets worse. You know what I mean? Like Man, we can go on, man. It's a sad situation, actually. Like, I just think it need more. Maybe we need more things out. I don't know, man. You can't really look for help from the government, and then if the government do give you help, a lot of people abuse the help. So it's like it's almost like, man, everybody's to the point to where you got to defend for yourself. You know what I mean? It's like the what's that one show, man? What's that show, man, where everybody was defending for themselves? The Purge. Yeah, man, it's like we live in Purge days, man. Like it's getting ugly out here. Yeah, Tanya say there's not enough facilities out there in Portland. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the problem because I don't think it's enough uh, anywhere. I think they build more weed dispensaries. I mean, no hating on the weed dispensaries, man, and how people get their money. I'm just making an example. You know what I mean? This is my point. Allegedly, fair act, all that stuff. Look, man, I think more money is being spent on like dispensaries and uh, I mean, like we ain't really got. I don't even think it's too many liquor stores. Like it's liquor stores, but man, and I even heard that like people can get drugs out of vending machines. Like it's supposed to be used for something, but people using it for something. Like I don't know, man. Like I said, I ain't been out there like roaming those streets, man. So I don't really, unless I hear about stuff, man. And I'm not around a lot of folks. I'm not, man. So I don't, you know what I mean. I don't know how anybody moving. You know what I mean. Just the other day, you know what I mean. Talking to one of my partners, still haven't seen him in years, man. But talking to him, and he was just telling me that he's been fighting a pill like situation. You know what I mean? So it's like it's everywhere, man. If it ain't pills, you know what I mean? From what I understand, it's what I mean, a lot of people getting that they nose dirty hella bad again. Like, yeah, maybe we just need more facilities around. Let me see. She says I case manage homeless people. Make sure they stay housed. And it's a struggle because most have addictions and don't have life skills to stay housed. It's been, hey, now that's a good one right there. Like a lot of people, they got them addictions, but they're not getting taught. Man, that's a touchy subject because I think it comes down to the person who's willing to help. I think it's a lot of people that's in them positions to help that see that the epidemic is so bad that they don't want to give all their time to help. You know what I mean? And then you got the ones that want to get a time to help, but they dealing with so much. So I believe there's a lot of people that's trying to get help, but there's not enough people that's in them positions to help them. You know what I mean? Like, like I can go to a homeboy that's going through something and try to help him, right? But I don't think that's gonna really touch the core of the situation. You know what I mean? I believe they need to, if it's a real bad addiction and they like going through horrible things in life, all the twists and turns, like, yeah, they need to sit down somewhere. What's the time? What is it? It ain't 30 days. Like, I think it's like what 3 months, 3 to 6 months for somebody to change, like to completely be done with to that addiction or that change. You know what I mean? It ain't a 30-day thing. Like a lot of these rehabilitation centers is 30 days or 90 days. And that's just enough time for them to fiend long enough to be ready to get out and get that hit. But if they in there for like 3 to 6 months, and I ain't talking about like jail, like they behind bars. They ain't got to be behind bars. You know what I mean? They ain't got to be behind bars, man. You know what I mean? They just got to be in a position where they can't get out and run the streets. So I think they need to be like, to me, I think 3 to 6 months is good. And I think somebody will be strong enough. And on top of them 3 to 6 months, they're learning life skills. They're learning how to get out there. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. Like, you have to actually go to get locked up. I don't know. Maybe I'm not switching subjects, but I'm just tapping on something right quick. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad, man. Like, somebody that's on the streets trying to do something and they can't get help. They really can't get help. They got to go through this and go through that. But somebody that go get locked up, they get help quicker than somebody that's out on the streets. I know that for a fact. You know what I mean? Like, I had a homeboy that he got locked up and he ended up getting out, and within 30 days, they found him a place and he had a job. He was good. You know what I mean? So where do the ones on the streets get the help from without having to go get locked up? You know what I mean? And getting them into treatment is hard. They want to be clean, but go into long-term wait lists for treatment and struggle to stay housed in the process. Yeah, it's a big problem. It's a big problem, man. I just think, I mean, let's just face the facts. I don't know if it's ever gonna get better. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, we sugarcoat stuff, man, because we living in a world that want to be hard, but it don't want to get bruised. Meaning, like, everybody want to be tough, but you can't take the beating. You know what I mean? It's too soft. We living in soft days, man. Or everybody want to be sensitive. Everything is sensitive. Everything, like everything. And on top of that, you got the school shootings. That's a whole nother subject too. You know what I mean? Like, I think it all this stuff comes down to mindsets, environments, and who people look up to. I don't care what nobody say. Like, you might not, like, we ain't supposed to idolize nobody. Like, you ain't supposed to idolize nobody except God. You know what I mean? So idolizing people, that's a bad thing right there. You know what I mean? But a lot of people just want to fit in. A lot of people just want to fit in, man. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. A lot of people want to fit in. And it comes down to cliques and groups. You got the people that feel like if their life ain't going right, they feel like they need to fit in with the crowd that's on social media or they run into that's talking bad about life. Nah, if that's the case, you need to be around somebody that's talking like for fair rate action, there's a reaction, right? So why not do like bad for good? Meaning, if you feel like life is just rough and hard, don't go around people that talks about life being rough and hard. You need to go around those that's balling out of control, that don't need to really look at price tags when they go buy stuff. You need to connect with those individuals. You know how it goes, man. You know what I mean? You know the rules. Like anybody that got sense know. You hang around 9 broke ones, you're gonna be the 10th. You hang around 9 rich ones, you're gonna be the 10th. You hang around a group of dope heads, you think you're gonna be the only sober one? You know what I mean? The drug problem is bad. Let's just say that. And I don't know if it's ever gonna get better. So those that can help those that's around them, I think maybe that's where it can start. You know what I mean? Like stop thinking that you better than somebody because they own something. 10 years ago, you was just as doped up as they was. So if you made it out, obviously, like you know what I mean, they can make it. That's what I try to do. Like if I'm around somebody that's just out of control, man. Like for one, I won't hang around. I won't hang around it. But if I'm around it, I'm gonna try to persuade that individual a type of different come on man, like we way sharper than this. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta stay solid and polished, man. You can't be looking dull, man. Like it's a bad thing, especially nowadays. So I think each one reach one, teach one. You know what I mean? You know how it go. If I'm saying it wrong, then say it right. But to me, is each one reach one, teach one, all that good stuff, man. Like so, if you doing good in life, and you got somebody around you that's not doing that good, try to take time and don't expect it to happen overnight. A lot of us ain't changed overnight. A lot of us, it took a lot, a lot of downfalls. It took a lot of for us to change. It took years. So you can't expect somebody to change overnight when you're in their life trying to help them. You gotta expect for the long ride as well. You gotta strap in with them. You know what I mean? Because when you go in with somebody and they see that you're not giving up on them, that'll help them. And they see that it helped for them, they'll reach back and help. You know what I mean? Like each one reach one, teach one, man. I agree 100%. Someone told me once you have to go to jail to escape hell. Yeah, I don't know because I believe hell's everywhere. It ain't just in jail. Great is he that's in me than he that's in this world. Hell is all around us. You know what I mean? But I kind of feel what you're saying though. Like you got to go to jail in order to escape. You know what I mean? Like so, basically, what you're saying when it comes to the drug epidemic, a lot of people got to go to jail to escape that because in jail you ain't got access and you know what I mean. Like some people may sneak something, in, but not you ain't got access to nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of people got to go to jail to get rehabilitated, to get sobered up, and a lot of them do that on purpose. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you meant. That's what I just said. Like, yeah, for the drug epidemic, like going to jail, it helps a lot of people because they don't have the access. So yeah, I feel what you're saying, and that is true. Straight up, it's a good game. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. Good game, peeps all game. You know how it is. But hey, man, look, we've been on here for like 25 minutes though. So I'm gonna just say, I hope y'all been hearing me. I was supposed to go grab my mic a long time ago. but I got this one right here in front of me, so it's showing the little dots. So I'm hoping you can hear me pretty good. All over. I wear it for my son in school. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I got a little 10-year-old. She's in 5th grade. My little princess, man. And I worry about them that age, man, like coming up. Like the stuff they about to face. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's bad, man. It's really bad. And yeah, you're right, it's sad too. Because it's reaching kids younger and younger and younger as time goes on. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's pretty bad. But I need to go grab this mic. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. We've been on here 25 minutes, man. I appreciate the love. Trust me, I really do. Right? So like, subscribe, share, King Dalo TV. Yeah, we just talking about it, man. Yeah, we getting to the point like a Michael Jackson tiptoe, just like I told you before. Yeah, that's what we doing. And we getting to the point about this drug epidemic. Yeah, it's pretty sad for these kids. Say my kids have had a friend whose dad went to jail for lacing their vapes with fentanyl in Arizona. Okay, that's foul. So she just said that one of her friends, her friend's kids, yeah, her friend's kids had a friend. My friend's kids had a friend. Yep, and they dad went to jail for lacing their vapes up with fentanyl. Man, that's like, I mean, man, like if we talked about like, yeah, that's a tough one. I I know many of y'all got out there got some sad topics or sad subjects or sad situations that happen with drug situations, man. Like, shoot, man, just thinking like I remember one time this a while ago, man, a while ago, like this was when we was fully active. This was yeah, and I was with one of my big homeboys. Anyway, long story short, man, we was he swooped me up from the neighborhood, and he was like, "You with me today?" So we riding around, man, and making fades. You know how I go, man. So the long story short, the point I'm trying to make is, I remember, man, this one house we went to. When I walked in, man, I had to watch the front door, right? So I had to post right there. Our situations was going on, like with the mom and dad, they was in the back room. But the sad thing, though, is there was 3 kids, man. Like they were sitting in a circle in the middle of the floor. There was no TV. There was no food in the refrigerator. Their hairs wasn't combed. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, mind you, moms and pops is in the back spending racks. Like this wasn't just no little quick little $200-300 type of situation. Like they, hey man, and the kids was just in the middle. But the thing about it though, the kids was in the middle of the flow, right? And they was playing that like hand games, whatever. You know what I mean? Tapping each other, and they looked at happy though. But everything around outside of their circle that they were sitting in was chaotic, dangerous, like pistols, everything. Everything outside of their little circle was dangerous, man. Like, but they were so happy. And I don't know why I brought that up. Probably because of what you said about the Kids' dad lacing their vapes with fentanyl. Like the things certain kids have to go through, right? And a lot of us that's older, we know about the drug situation we grew up in might have been a little different, but we still grew up in some drug situations. The same with our kids. A lot of us was out there making moves, doing what we had to do, whatever, and the kids was right up under us. So ain't nobody better than nobody, man. We all done had faults. We all done did things to survive. We all done did things to make sure our kids is taken care of. Like we all done been on something once or twice. Maybe some of us even 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different times. So it ain't about being better than nobody, but it is about showing them, hey, look, if I made it out, you can make it out too. Especially when you see them heading in a bad direction. The drug situation, I believe, is taking control of our kids, man. So maybe we, as the older ones, you know what I mean? Like, of course, we got rehabilitation centers, but when we can reach somebody, like, do that. Like, it's like a domino effect. Reach one, each one, teach one, each one, reach one, teach one. You know, iron sharpens iron, man. So we can make this situation great. We can, man. Like, I believe we as a people, it takes us to change it. And it's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It's just bad, man. And a lot of these kids just, I think they live in a world of peer pressure without making excuses for them. Matter of fact, I think it's everybody. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna put it on the kids. I'm put it on everybody. I think social media has made. I think social media is the pure pressure bully. Like a lot of people's forcing themselves to look a certain way or live a certain way or act a certain way. A lot of people are cutting people off that they done grew up with and look like them broke bread with. A, a lot of people cutting people off because they feel like they're better than them. I don't know, man. Like I just think people just need to get their minds right and get around people with their minds right. Real talk, because once again, iron sharpens iron. Yeah. You gotta stay getting to the point like a Michael Jackson tiptoe. And you know, Mike Jack, man, he stayed on his tiptoes, man. Like like I ain't like it funny and all that, but I'm being so for serious, man. Like each one need to reach one to teach one. Like we can do it, man. Like all it takes is one person to touch one person. Or maybe it takes a couple to touch one person. I don't know. You know what I mean? I remember growing up where they used to take a village. Like it took a village to raise kids, man. And everybody participated well. Like your neighborhood you grew up in, man, like it was your neighborhood for a reason. Shoot, I remember even going back, growing up in Beaumont, Texas, man, Pear Orchard, right? Like we, man, it was so much like a village that I, our whole family lived in one area. Like almost seemed like and the neighbors was even like connected with us. Like it was like a real live, and it's still like that in a lot of places, especially a lot of places. Like I don't know, I didn't really just grow up in one place. You know what I mean? So I'm speaking from multiple different places. You know what I mean? Like I done been touched in a lot of different places. And majority of my life I even had grown up was locked up, like manifested till I'm 21. So that's 15, 16, whatever, 21. So them 5 years gone. Even when they sent me like halfway through my sentence, man, they sent me out to Spokane, Washington to a group home. And I ended up going to this, they let me go to this school, a school called Rogers, man. And you know what I mean? Like I think that helped me. Because I think if I would have stayed in Green Hill the whole stretch, I probably wouldn't even be on this seat speaking to y'all right now. Because I know I would have been 6 foot under. And if I wouldn't have been 6 foot under, I've been doing a stretch. And I ain't talking about just no a couple years. So, but yeah, man, straight up. But anyway, yeah. How how do you feel you can help the drug situation around your environment? And if you're not surrounded around anybody in your family that's on drugs, or you're not around people that's on drugs, how can you be a voice to help somebody? Because one thing I will tell you, and this is just for your future protection, if you ain't never been around drugs, and you ain't never been around that lifestyle, don't go to school or pick up a book, think you can read something or watch a video and go to these neighborhoods and try to change somebody's life, or get behind a desk and try to control somebody's life with a pen and paper. You know what I mean? No, that's not what you need to do. You know what I mean? That's why we need more individuals that done been there, right? Forget college degrees and all that. Because a lot of us are willing to go back, and a lot of us are willing to help. But you know what I mean? But are they willing to let us? Are they willing to pay us? They willing to pay people that will get a degree on how to help somebody, but they really won't kick in the bread for somebody that them being actually on the street side by side with them individuals, that they know that damn, if he didn't change, I know I can change. Them type of individuals. You know what I mean? Like it's just like gang members. If you got somebody that's trying to get out of the gang and they really trying to get out and they need somebody to really direct them, sometimes somebody that's never been, sometimes it may work. So let me cut that short. Sometimes somebody that ain't never been in that can actually help them. You know what I mean? Because they can show that person something that they've always wanted, which is a life away from gang activity, drugs, you know what I mean, whatever have you. Right? So sometimes, and it also depends on the individual that's coming through. But I know for sure, if you see somebody that the I remember, man, when I got sent to the group home. I told you I got sent to the group home, uh, and they was the group home people that was working at the time before they got knowledge of stuff. At the time, they didn't know nothing about gang attire, lingo, none of that. Right? So we was getting over on them, like me and hey, shout out to the homie, Lil Maniac. Yeah, the homie Morocco out of Tacoma Hilltop, right? That was my bro, man. Still is. Much love to him, man. Uh, we was in that group home together, man. And I remember they had brought this dude in. I mean, I bet you if Rocco was right here, he'll be able to vouch for me. They brought this dude in, man, from California. He's supposed to have been an ex-gang member, right? This he had them food. He didn't have us food. He had them individuals, the workers' food. So he came there thinking he was gonna try to check us and say something to us. But we picked his card like from the time we seen him, we picked his card so cold he left. He couldn't do none of that. You know what I mean? But then I remember when they brought uh, a couple cats like the homie T Roy. Shout out to the homie T Roy, man. OG partner, man. One of my OGs out here in Spokane, Washington. T Roy. I remember he came through there, man, and we gave a lot of respect to him. A lot of respect, man. So it all depends on the individual. We gave T Roy so much respect. I he's still my big homie to this day. Yeah, real talk. But yeah, man. So it all depends on the individuals. My job's hiring and could use someone with your knowledge. Shoot, how much they paying? How much they paying? Because you know what I mean. Like I ain't got no degree. I just you know what I mean. I ain't got no college degree. But yeah, I can chop it up, man. Yeah, I can chop it up like an army switch knife, like for real. Only because I've experienced certain like I said, I've never just been in one area my entire life. So there's the pros and there's the cons to that, right? What's the pros of not being? The pros is I've experienced many different ways of the world because I've been in so many different places, and by myself. Like I've traveled a lot. I've been to many different places by myself. Like so I can connect with many different individuals. I'm not just confounded to one area and that's all I know. So I haven't, you know what I mean? That's the pros and the cons for me of being raised in many different spots. But hold on. Well, I don't also like the fact of like if you're not raised in one spot, like you may have multiple people you know, multiple people you grew up with for a certain amount of years, you know what I mean? And you've known them since then, but you ain't really like if you're not grown up in one area, you don't really have that connection. Like it took me a long time when I was out in Spokane, Washington, to understand that a lot of people in Spokane know each other, grew up because they grew up here. And me not growing up here, I never knew how close. So sometimes I'll be hearing somebody talk about somebody that I didn't even think they knew. And I'm like, that you know, oh yeah, we do. I'm like, okay, for sure. You know what I mean? It's all love though. You know what I mean? It's all love in Spokane, man. Like I got a lot of love for 519. You know what I mean? Not just Spokane, but the Tri-Cities too. Pasco, Kennewick, Richland. You know what I mean? Even down to Yakima. Got a lot of love there too, man. Like, so yeah. But we done went off the whole thing about well, not really. but I done kind of slid off the scale a little bit. But we're gonna jump back on, you know what I mean, about this drug situation. It can get better depending on how many people are willing to help, and not just help, but put in the time. It takes a lot of time to deal with somebody that's on drugs or that's been addicted to drugs. Because even if they ain't on the drug at the time of you talking to them, that don't mean they're not having like them. Like they can turn around and snap on you, or they can turn around and start crying. Like that emotional effect, like is always there until that addiction, until that drug like is out of their system. So that's why I believe, and I could be wrong, but that's why I believe a lot of people uh, go back to drugs. You know, and because of that, go back to that addiction or whatever. That's why it's an addiction, is because it just stays in a system. That's why I say 3 months to 6 months, you got more of a fighting chance. If treatment centers, when you came to a treatment center, and not even when like family drop people off, oh, keep them for 2 weeks or 30 days, and you know, so they can go through withdrawals or they can get over their addiction. You ain't doing nothing for them. All you doing is making that urge even more stronger, because in them 2 weeks when they get, why you think you done send them back to rehab multiple times? Because they don't have time enough to rehabilitate. You know what I mean? Like there's, man, like I believe if you send somebody to treatment, send them to treatment, and that treatment center has to keep them from three months to 6 months. They're not allowed. I would say they shouldn't be allowed to even go outside of the treatment center no sooner than 3 months, and they shouldn't even have visitation, not even for the first 60 days, because all it's doing is like it's a trigger. Like this is just from me trying. I don't know. This is just what I'm thinking. So I'm just talking as I think. So that's why I may be throwing off subjects, but I'm not reading from no book. I don't know this for sure. You know what I mean? But what I will say is, I think 3 months, yeah, 3 to 6 months, somebody should be good. They should be strong enough, and they should be over. By that 6 month mark when they get released, that addiction, they have overcome that addiction. But the other catch is, if somebody, when they're released from treatment and they done completed the 6 months and they feeling good about that and they get released, they shouldn't go to situations that can trigger them. So you need to have a long-term plan for when you get out of 6 months, or during your 6 months. And that long-term plan should be in effect by the time you get out in 6 months. So if you know going back to a neighborhood where it's drug infested and it's going to get you caught up, or if you know going back to somebody that you know you don't need to be around because of their addiction, because it'll make you like you got to be strong. If you don't think you're strong enough, don't go around it. If you feel you're strong enough and you know what I mean, you can do it, you can go around and help people, and that won't affect you. Like you can go around somebody and they can blow smoke in your face and it won't affect you. You know what I mean? Or you can go around them and you're the only sober one and everybody else is high as a kite. You know what I mean? When you can deal with situations like that, you're good. It's just me. I mean, sometimes my head, man, like I be thinking off. So sometimes it may not even be a good idea. But I think that's a good idea. You know what I mean? They need that blackout period to decompress and regain focus. Yeah, you're right. That's what they do need, a blackout period. That's a good one to decompose and regain focus. Yep, you're right. And you couldn't have been no more writer. But nah, straight up, like yeah, people just need not only that, but they need somebody in their life that's not just gonna be there for 3 months. That's not just gonna be there for 6 months. They also need people that's gonna be in their life that's gonna stick with them. You know what I mean? Like in in AA and Alcoholic Anonymous, I think they call it having a sponsor. I think that's what they call it. Alcoholic Anonymous. If you don't know anything about that, from what I understand, and if I'm saying it right, a sponsor. Uh, that's the person that it don't matter if it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and you having withdrawals, right? They can call that sponsor, and that sponsor will wake up and would not yell or get upset or get mad, but be willing to hear that person out and calm them down and talk them through it. So yeah, I think maybe that's what it should be, sponsors. Maybe we all should click up, man, and like have a community where we connect from state to state of street sponsors. You feel me? Like we just click up, man, street sponsors, and we all reach out to each other and talk about what's going on in our areas. Maybe another state can give another state ideas. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean? Like I know that's some off the wall thinking, man, but anything is possible. Anything is possible. You feel me? If they can make cars that can drive by themselves now, anything is possible. They can make planes that can drive by themselves, or not drive but fly. Anything is possible. You feel me? You can be a convicted felon and still run for president and be president. Anything is possible. I'm trying to told you. Yeah. But anyway, man, like, oh, we almost been on here for a good hour, man. So I'm gonna shut this down just for right now because you know what today is. First, hold on before I switch and talk about today. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in with me, man. Don't forget to tap that button. Tap that button. Yeah, tap in or tap out. Yeah. Like, subscribe, share King Daylo TV. Man, all we do is just chop it up and get to the point like a Michael Jackson tiptoe. Yeah. So we stays on point. Yeah. We may veer off sometimes, but that's all right because we'll get back on point. And for the day, yeah, tap in, tap out. King Daylo TV. Like, subscribe, share. Go Dodgers. Today, I believe we're going to sweep the Yankees. If we don't sweep them, we're going to beat them. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be talking smack. I ain't going to put down nobody's team. Much love to everybody's team because I don't like it when people talk about my Raiders. Okay, I know we ain't doing good, and I know I'm off subject, but yeah, I need to get off that subject because that's gonna make me want to be a drug addict the way they playing. Yeah, we need a whole new. I'm not even. That's a man. Like, if you know me, that's something personal. So we're not gonna get into that because I would. We'll probably be on here another hour. The way I'll be running my mouth about my Raiders. Like, I believe we need some reconstruction. Yeah. I believe it's some drugs going on inside the locker room. Something. And it ain't no good drugs because they ain't running fast and it's something. Okay, we ain't gonna get into it. But I appreciate you guys, man. Like, I appreciate y'all for all your love. Tanya, I appreciate you for connecting and conversating. Appreciate the love. All the way from Oregon. Like, subscribe, share, subscribe, like, tap in, tap out, press the button, all that, man. I'm gonna tune back in with y'all. I'm not gonna say later on the day, but we might go on later on the day. Either way, you'll know, because if you subscribe, you're gonna get a notification. And if you get that notification, then you're gonna know the location. And if you know the location, okay, yeah. But yeah. So like, subscribe, share, King Dalo TV. I love y'all, man. That love me back. Believe that. And I still love you if you hate me. You know what I mean? And oh yeah, appreciate my haters too. If it wasn't for you, man, I wouldn't be really like, I would be motivated, but I wouldn't be extra motivated. You feel me? So yeah, OTHs, man. It's a family lifestyle. You know what it is. Tap in, tap out. King Dalo TV. We out. Like, subscribe, share, tap that button. Yeah. I'm gonna holler back at y'all, man. Nice session, family.